Alright, this should be an amazing matchup. Shout out to Don for suggesting this matchup. If you guys want great content similar to this, definitely check out the coffee shop members in the video description and subscribe to them. Check out Don. I put him in the community tab recently. He will be dropping his debut video soon, so I really want y'all to subscribe to him. He's going to have awesome content over there, including me being featured over there a lot, so definitely check that out. But today, it's pretty simple. You know, the theme behind it is two of the strongest warriors we have ever seen showcased at any point in time in DC Comics. We have Golden Wonder Woman, the one who squared off with the Darkest Knight for the sake of creation and existence, versus Michael at his peak, the right-hand man to presence and the brother of Lucifer. Who would win if these two stupidly powerful characters will clash? I'm gonna give you my opinion on the matter. If you like content like this, please subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. If you want to check out the membership deal, which is only $5 a month via Cash App, over 80% off, check out the comment section down below. Let me know you're interested and I will reach out to you. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm excited to do it, and without being said, I'm going to present Wonder Woman first, then Michael, and I will give you my breakdown of the battle. And without further ado, let's begin. Wonder Woman, in this instance, is the strongest Wonder Woman we've ever seen, and she leads the hero faction in the battle against the Darkest Knight for creation's sake, with creation, of course, consisting of the multiverse. She's undeterred by a being who considered the multiverse a simple dark alley in the grand scheme of things. Even compared to the highest beings in the verse, Darkest Knight remarks that Diana in this form, or Golden Wonder Woman, compared to what she's previously known, which is as her time as Wonder Woman, knows more than most about war. She is resisting a being who can set the multiverse to nothing. She blocks his blast, of course, this being the Darkest Knight, and he calls her the Avatar of Truth, which is, you know, no pun intended, kind of true, given she represents and at one point is powered by basically all of history in DC Comics. She's brawling the last terror in existence. That's another reference for Darkest Knight, as he is a being capable of shrouding the multiverse in complete nothingness and darkness. Perpetua does fear the Hands, which is her race. This is the same race who doesn't appear, at least off-panel, to job nearly as hard as Perpetua, but they did seal Perpetua away in the Source Wall, and they are a major point of contention for Wonder Woman throughout this run. Her power is to come from a device connected to all of existence. So the Forger of the Worlds, or the multiverse, this is where she went to go get her power to achieve this golden form in order to combat the threat of the Darkest Knight. Wonder Woman learns all truth in history and existence and gains the power. She is the goddess that never answers the prayer on the battlefield, making it count, given this is the biggest battle perhaps to date. Wonder Woman has surpassed even being a god, and this will make a little more sense at the end when I recap at the end of her section what this truly entails for her narratively in DC. She is the warrior of the big three. Batman's the detective. Superman's the hero, or in some cases even the Jesus godlike figure. But Diana has always been the warrior. This is the final battle for her as a warrior with her final enemy, the Darkest Knight. At one point in the battle with the Darkest Knight, Diana is able to take a slam so hard that they are blasted through history. She can potentially win against Darkest Knight, but has to consider the Hands of it invading after. This gets a little murky because the Darkest Knight literally just had to fight Perpetua, who is a Hand herself, then is dealing with this Wonder Woman. And at this point, he's trying to recruit her because he's like, look, if we fight, we're not going to be strong enough for the entirety of the Hands coming. So it's a little contentious if she scales to him entirely, but she does give him a good fight. She then kicks Night with a hand meant to represent the hand of Perpetua, or the hand of creation of the multiverse. And when fighting with no hope of winning, Diana takes the advantage against the Darkest Night and punches him back through time as she connects everyone's story throughout time and space to the end of everything, which is said to include the end of stories. The hands are capable of unmaking her in their true form, and Diana actually ends up not being able to perceive the hands when they are in their true nature, true form, which is beyond forms. And they have to manifest in a form, and they say they'll do it in a form they respect, and when they manifest as Wonder Woman. The verse will only get stronger after this fight, including Wonder Woman, because of the story of Wonder Woman. Diana agrees to ascend and help forge Infinite Frontier, where all previously retconned unis and multiverses now exist, basically taking away all the retcons. Let's now, after covering that, so what did I mean initially before we move on? What did I mean by, she's the avatar of truth? Well, she was going against a character who's powered by the now or the present, and she was connecting to the truth, which is the past and the future, to combat this power. So that's what that meant by her representing the truth. And overall, Diana was one of the strongest characters we've seen fight on panel, and then she ascends after, and I'm going to talk about both those forms in this battle. Now let's move on to Michael. Michael, that we're going to be considering, is the strongest forms of Michael we've seen in DC Comics, and what his feats include. Now, what can Michael, the second in command, the angel, the archangel, what can he do in this battle? I'm going to talk about the stuff he's accomplished throughout time. He's one of my favorite characters, as is Lucifer in DC Comics. So this is going to be fascinating to examine this matchup. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over what he's shown. So his power within him is very specifically granted to him by God, and it can casually bring forth creation and destroy it. Creation being the entirety of the multiverse contained within the void. At one point, Michael had to rewrite creation every moment with his essence and being, literally powering not only current creation, but as it develops, as creation is constantly developing and expanding in DC Comics. Casually, he dispelled himself of a wild, unbound primal specter whose raw power scaled above crisis events, as disclosed in Phantom Stranger later on. His raw power was enough to destroy fallen angels with just one motion in the war early on. Even Lucifer acknowledges multiple times that both of them and their power is around that of the Presence, and that both of them are who Presence wanted to help govern the entirety of creation in DC. Existence itself would not withstand the death of Michael. He would have to go beyond the entirety of existence into the void in order to avoid doing any damage to it. Being around Michael gives off the aura that is similar to the perfect power of the Presence. Michael can easily perceive the void outside of creation and understand what it is upon seeing it. Spectre, which is the Spectre story, got stronger when bounded, because when bounded he was given purpose, and his purpose actually amped up his power. This Spectre still got blitzed and mauled by Michael, who didn't even want to fight him, but he had to. Michael has taken full blast from Lucifer, who is a fellow being made of the power, or with the purpose of being powerful enough to power creation. Death of the Endless says that Michael and Lucifer were the first ideas of the Presence that helped run everything else in creation. If one were to argue Michael has more raw power than Lucifer, it would be because it is stated that the Demiurge power is commanded as second in power. Quote, he is the Demiurge. God chose him as his second. Book of Magics showed at one point that Michael is designated to preside over the chaos which should be the ultimate darkness that battles the light. The 92 Spectre run, which I've done a video on, if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out, it's amazing, revealed that Michael was the one who produced the first ever Spectre. Michael is the raw power to Lucifer's power to shape, as described in the Lucifer run to Michael's daughter. By the way, if you want a video on her, she's broken, definitely comment down below. Michael is considered the mightiest of all to serve the presence, and this is considered pretty consistent throughout his runs, to be noted. And Michael's power is compared to that of an ocean with no shore, even compared to angels, who are described as essence with no shape. Michael scales above the Lord Nabu to an infinite degree, even conceded by the Lord Nabu himself. Even the strongest of angels fear the simple glance of Michael. And overall, at his peak and prime before he died years ago in comics, Michael was one of the strongest and most formidable beings in comics that we've ever seen, respected by even the likes of Lucifer for his raw power and what he's capable of doing on the battlefield. So, if Michael and Golden Wonder Woman were to clash, how do I see this playing out? So, these are obviously massive scale battles. Golden Wonder Woman, before ascending to like off panel, apparently helping govern Infinite Frontier, that Golden Wonder Woman couldn't even perceive the hands that forge creation, right? Like the hands said they had to manifest as something for Wonder Woman to see, and if Wonder Woman wanted to join their true forms to govern creation, or all of it as it now melds together, she would have to ascend, or, literally go up. She's not there enough yet. So she does need to get higher. It's a bit wonky writing in death metal, and it definitely seems all over the place. But that's what was put, right? So she couldn't even perceive them, and they're the ones forging creation. So I'm not as sold on her being as strong as Michael as most people are, given that Spectre, when hanging around these types of characters, was stated to have more than enough raw power to be above any crisis event. And this is what this was, a crisis event that she's dealing with. And she was relative to it, maybe you could argue above, but not like securely above. At least, that's like a best case. Whereas Spectre was, and Spectre got slapped in that same run, stated with that same power, by Michael. If Michael were to go down like Perpetua did, who should be relative to Golden Wonder Woman, it's just not the same as Michael, because if Michael went down like Perpetua, he would blow up all of creation. Like, creation would be over. That's not the case. It's just different levels of raw power to me, and I think that's what makes the difference here. Now, Ascended Wonder Woman, the hypothetical Ascended Wonder Woman, makes it a lot more interesting, as the hands have weird scaling, because, being ascended above beings that can end all of DC gets a little wonky. It does get weird. In that case, that might be worth keeping an eye on developing. But overall, I think Prime Michael went around, had better scaling than the wonky scaling of Death Metal Golden Wonder Woman. Overall, I trust him in raw power to take this battle, which is basically what it comes down to. Who's just more powerful? In the end, I favor Michael. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section down below. If you agree, let me know as well. If you want to see any other crazy battles like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, it's been your boy YFV, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.